Hey there, Mason here, and today we're going to be talking about a special game that I've been waiting for a really long time, actually 11 years in the making. The last game came out I must roughly say about 11 years ago. Correct me if I'm wrong, me. Anyway, we're going to be talking about Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I have just finished the game, and I am glad to say it was an absolute wonderful experience, no pun intended. From the art style to the mechanics of the characters, the amount of characters that are in the game is just wild. There's, I think, roughly around 12 to 15 different characters, and each one of them play the same except for the Yoshis and Nabbit, of course. Nabbit, you can't really take damage. The Yoshis, they're like an easy mode in the game for people who, I don't know, just want to play. I don't understand that decision to make them easy mode. That was kind of a weird decision on their part, but I mean, I love Yoshis and all those, but making them easy mode is not really the way to go about it. But I mean, hey, they're in the game, so anyway, let's move on to like the core mechanic of the game. Every level has this little flower that you can touch, and it makes the level change in a way. It makes the whole level, for example, the first one in the entire game makes it so that pipes come to life, and like they'll literally start moving like inchworms, like to the side of the screen and bring you with them. And I'm not trying to bring up too many spoilers, because I know there's a lot of people who will really want to play this game right now, but there's also another one where they literally have, this may be a minor spoiler, where they have like a piranha plant start singing like in an actual orchestra song, and you actually like walk around as they're singing, like they all sing the song, they all hum to it, they all dance, and then after you click the seed, they all go back to normal. It's so cool. It's very weird, like the game insists it is. Each level has an amazing art style. They really changed the art style from that new Super Mario Bros. Style that everybody hated at the beginning, because it just felt like repetitive over and over again. They use the same art style, they use the same characters, they use the same, like, already had enemies. They already made those enemies, so they already just threw them into the next game, and especially the entire downfall of Super Mario Brothers Wii U. But I can safely say each level has absolutely been fixed in a way. Every single level the backgrounds are detailed, the backgrounds move, the backgrounds are interactable in the background sometimes. You can literally interact with the backgrounds, which is amazing, which none of the other Mario games have done to this point. Well, besides the wall mechanic in Mario Odyssey, this is like a completely separate thing, though. And every time you go through a pipe, it's not like just them walking into the pipe. Mario drops his hat and has to grab it. Luigi drops his hat, grabs it, and then they pop out the other end of the pipe, look left to right, and then they start walking in like actual cartoon characters. It's just amazing that they make them feel like they're actually in this vibrant, colorful, cartoony world that everybody is a part of in this game. Every time you get to the end of a level, you always have to have, there will always be these Wonder Seeds. I already mentioned the flower. Every time you finish a Wonder, you'll get a Wonder Seed, and they're like the collectible of the game. And also they have the coins, which you can spend at the shop to buy more Wonder Seeds, or you can buy the new edition stamps or badges. They're not stamps, I'm stupid. Badges. So badges are actually kind of like a cool mechanic. They're not a mechanic, they're more of like a little extra thing they throw on the side just to make the game even more spicier. They change up the way that the game plays. So your character, the first badge you get is called the wall jumping badge. So you jump, well actually no, I think it's the dolphin kick one. Never mind, I think it's the dolphin kick one. Dolphin kick one allows you to actually kick like a dolphin underwater instead of just swimming there, like going up and down super slowly. You can actually kick and like streamline and go fast underwater. And then they have some of these are in the trailer, so this aren't really spoilers, or some of these could be spoilers if you haven't seen the trailers yet, if you wanted to avoid all spoilers in general, fair warning. But there are literally like spin jump badges. You can literally jump and then you'll get a double jump by spinning. It is like the best badge in the game in my opinion. Or the cat badge. The cat badge is like where you jump and then you use your hat as a paraglider. There are so many more badges I want to talk about right now, but I really don't want to bring it up because I don't want to bring too many spoilers into this, because this game is absolutely just chock-packed full of content to play. There are literally badges that are specifically made for you to play the game in a different way. And no, I'm not saying specifically in a different way. The Wonders actually can cause these transformations I haven't brought about. These transformations turn you into different objects, characters, even enemies, and it changes up the gameplay so much. This is so refreshing to the Mario series, to the point where you feel like every single level is different, and whenever you come with these transformations, it adds just more onto the top of it. It makes it so that every single level and those levels just feel like even more of a content we weren't supposed to get, but they just did it just because they actually feel like Nintendo's starting to try. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention, this is the first game where Charles Martinet is not associated with it yet. I'm pretty sure this is, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure this is the first official Nintendo game that Charles Martinet is not a part of, starting from now on. Yeah, that's really words I never really will. I remember earlier this year that was terrible. I heard about it, him retiring, and it just brought tears to my eyes, but it makes sense. He's getting older. He can't do it forever. But I'm not saying I hate the new Mario voice. It just sounds very different to me. The Luigi voice sounds different too. I mean, yeah, I don't know if the Luigi voice is the same person. I forgot. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. But let's move on from all the sappy stuff and move on to more of the gameplay stuff. We weren't here to hear about me talking about Charles Martinet and his retirement again. I'm not even going to mention this. Some of the world, so there are these big collectibles, actually. So at the end of every world, there's a castle. And at that castle, they'll have this Mega Wonder Seed. Like, it's a big one that you use to progress the game. It's like the big, like, collectible. You have to grab all 6 of them. There's 6 of them in the game you have to grab, and then you have to go fight the bad guy at the end of the game. Not gonna say what it is. Well, I'm pretty sure everybody knows who it is. But the best part about it is that to get some of these seeds, there aren't even bosses in some of the worlds. They're just like stupid challenges that are actually funny, because you don't need to have a boss in every single world in order to get them. So you just grab them, and then you leave, and then you win the entire world, and you move on to the next one. I mean, it's like every other world, there's like one where there's a boss, one where there's not a boss, one where there's a boss, one where there's not a boss. So it's like a very refreshing change. But sometimes I do think they could have added some kind of boss to make it a little bit better. But, I mean, hey, the game's already amazing as it is. I don't think they need to add anything else. But I'm pretty sure that's a lot of the stuff that's coming from this game. My review of this game is like a solid 9 out of 10. It's not perfect. Like, I mean, every game's not going to be perfect. But it is close to perfection. This is probably the best Mario 2D game we've had in a long time. And it's probably the best one we have by far. So yeah, this is a darn good game. You should pick it up. And yeah, this is Mason signing out. Go play Mario Wonder. That game is an amazing game.